Dear students, in this session we are going to study regarding the naive Bayes analysis. We are going to study regarding the understanding the concepts of naive Bayes analysis as a classification technique, learn how the naive Bayes model works, use of naive Bayes techniques in different situations, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of naive Bayes analysis. Let us see the introduction of naive Bayes. Naive Bayes technique is a supervised learning technique that uses probability theory based analysis. That is, here we are going to have a supervised learning technique wherein the classes will be predefined, and apart from this we are going to find what is the probability that a current instance belong to any of the given classes. It's a machine learning technique that computes the probabilities of an instance belonging to each one of many target classes given the prior probabilities of classifying using individual factors. Naive Bayes technique is often used in classifying test documents into one of the multiple predefined categories. That is, our main job over here is we will be provided with a set of documents and we have to classify for which class a particular document belongs. Before moving on to the actual working of the naive Bayes, we will study something regarding the probability. What actually the probability is? Probability is defined as a chance of something happening. And we know that the value of probability always ranges from 0 to 1. If the value of a probability is 0, that means there is no chance of occurrence. And if the value of a probability that we have calculated, if it turns up to be 1, then we say that it's total certainty. Using past event records, the probability of something happening in the future can be reliably assessed. That is, here we are going to consider example of an airline accident. That is, here we want to find like what is the probability that a person is going to die if airline accident is going to occur. That is how actually we are going to find the probability is. We will be dividing the total number of airline accidents related deaths in a time period by total number of people flying during that time period. If you want to compare two probabilities, then we will consider an example over here. For example, past data may show that probability of dying from airline accident is less than that of dying from being hit by an lightning. That is, when we have calculated two things separately, that is, what is the uh, probability that a person is going to die from a airline accident and what is the probability that a person is going to die from a lightning. In the past record, we can come to a conclusion when we compare two things, we can come to a conclusion that dying from alien accident is less than dying from hitting by a lightning. We'll see what are the considerations we have taken for naive Bayes. Naive Bayes takes into consideration the prior probability of an instance belonging to a class in addition to the recent track record of the instance belonging to that class. Here naive Bayes algorithm is divided into two things. One is Bayes, another one is naive. We'll see for what reason we have a word Bayes. The word Bayes refers to Bayesian analysis, which computes the probability of a new occurrence not only in the recent record but also on the basis of prior experience. Next thing is regarding the naive. The word naive represents the strong assumption that all parameters or the features of an instance are independent variables with little or no correlation. That is, if I take an example, like a person is identified by height, weight, age, and gender, we will assume that all these variables are independent of each other. Naive Bayes is a conditional probability model for classification purpose. Here the goal is for finding the class variable y. If we assume that class variable is represented with y, then we will be provided with vector of independent variable x. That is, given a x, our main job is for finding for which class this given set of variable x belongs. That is, finding the function f of x such that for which class this set of attributes belong. In probability terms, the goal is to find p of y given a. That is, when we know the value of a, we have to predict for which class a particular attribute set belongs. In the naive Bayes algorithm, we will be provided with a vector x which is represented with x1, x2 up to xn, wherein x1, x2 all these are nothing but the features. The naive Bayes model assigns to an instance probabilities of belonging to any of the k classes. The class k with the highest posterior probability is the label assigned to the instance. And this is the formula which we are using for finding the posterior probability. P of ck given x is given by P of ck into P of x given ck, the whole term divided by P of x. Now we'll see what are the terminologies which we have used over here. P of ck of x is the posterior probability of class k given predictor x. That is, if you have been provided with Ex, what is the probability that it belongs to any of the k classes? So that is a posterior probability. Next thing is P of Ck. P of Ck is nothing but the prior probability of class k, which is nothing but this term. Then we have P of X. It's nothing but the prior probability of the predictor, which is nothing but the denominator term. Then we have P of x given Ck, that is the current likelihood of predictor given class. We'll consider a simple example over here. Suppose a saloon needs to predict the service required by the incoming customer, and we will assume that only two kind of services are offered over here. That is a haircut which is represented with R and manicure pedicure which is represented with M. How we will solve this problem is, first in computing the prior probability, during last 1 year period, data given to us is, during last 1 year period, R is nothing but 2500 and M is 1500. How to solve this is, we'll find the prior probability for next customer to be R is given by 2500 divided by 4000. How we will find this is nothing but R is known to us, that is 2500, and in the denominator we have 4000. 4000 is nothing but during the last 1 year total we have 4000 customers. When we simplify this, we will be getting 5 divided by 8. If you want to find the prior probability for next customer to be M, which is given by 1500 divided by 4000. If we simplify this, we will be getting 3 divided by 8. And there is another way of predicting which service is required by the next customer. That is by considering the recent services over here. Consider last 5 customers were for the services RM, RMM. So we will consider only the last 5 customers. By considering these customers, we can predict like the upcoming customer will be coming for R or M. How we are going to find this is, we will find the probability of R. Probability of R is given by 2 divided by 5. Since we have considered only the last 5 customers, so the denominator term will be 5, and we know that R has occurred 2 times, so it will be 2 divided by 5. And probability of M is given by 3 divided by 5, because in the denominator we have 5 since we are considering last 5 customers, and M the numerator term is 3 because M is repeated 3 times. When we compare these two probabilities, we can say that the next customer will be coming for M. But naive Bayes takes into consideration both the things, that is prior probability as well as the current likelihood as well. So what we will do over here is naive Bayes posterior probability is given by P of R, which is nothing but multiplication of two things. One is the prior probability, another one is current likelihood, as we have already seen in the formula. In the formula we have seen P of Ck is nothing but the prior probability of a class K, and next thing is P of X given C of K, which is nothing but it's a current likelihood of predict a given class. When we multiply these two things, we'll be getting the posterior probability. In the similar way over here, we will find the posterior probability for M as well. When we compare these two values, we can say that since P of R is greater than P of M, it follows that next customer to be for R. Thus, class label will be assigned as R. Instead of the sequence whatever we have taken over here, instead of RM, RMM, if I just change the sequence of the customers, if I consider MR, MMM over there, then P of R is given by this and P of M is given by this, and when we compare the probability, we can say that P of M is greater, so we can say that the next customer will be coming for M. Thus we can say that the naive Bayes predictor thus dynamically changes its prediction value based on the recent data. Next one is for text classification. If we, as I already said, naive Bayes is used for text classification. The probability of document D being in class C is computed as follows. Here we have D, which is nothing but the given document. Now we have to predict for which class a particular document belongs. Here we have a formula, again the posterior probability formula over here, which is given by P of C, which is nothing but prior probability of a class. Then we have another term, that is P of Tk given C, where P of Tk given C is the conditional probability of term Tk occurring in a document of class C. We'll consider with an example. This is a data set that is given to us. Based on this, we have to test a data, that is the seventh one is a testing data. We don't know the class over here. Here we have been provided with a test with a data set which is having two classes, class H and not H, that is healthy or not healthy. You can see over here we have 6 training instances. This is my first document, second document, third document, fourth, fifth and sixth. In each document there are set of words, and based on the set of words we have given a training that if such things are going to occur, then it's a healthy yes, and if something is like joy, love, pain, kick, pain over here, then it's a not healthy class. By considering these 6 training instances, we have trained our model. Then we are going to test with a testing data, wherein we'll be providing the keywords that are present in the document. Now we have to check whether it belongs to H or not H. The prior probabilities of document being classified using the 6 documents are P of H, which is given by 4 divided by 6. Why we have 4 here is because since we are having 4 yes, that's the numerator term. Why we have taken 6 in the denominator is since we have 6 training instances, so we have taken 6 in the denominator. P of not H is given by 2 divided by 6 because we have 2 nodes and total 6 training instances. Yeah. The conditional probability for each term is the relative frequency of term occurring in each class of the document H class and not H class. Here we are going to find P of love given H. That is, we have considered a positive class, healthy class H. How we will get 6 divided by 19 is the denominator term, whatever we have got 19 over here is, since first 4 document belongs to S class, since this 4 document belongs to 6 S class, we'll see how many terms are there. If we count the total number of terms in the first 4 document, it will be turning up to 19. That's the denominator term, and the numerator term, whatever we have got 6 over here is, that is how many times love has been repeated. Love has been repeated 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So that's your 6 divided by 19. The next one is regarding P of pain divided by P of pain given H is 1 divided by 19, because in the first 4 instances we have pain only one time. In the similar way, we are going to calculate for each and everything. We are also going to calculate for the negative class P of love given not H. That is, for the negative instances over here, we have 2 instances, and when we count the number of words over here, they are nothing but 9, and in this 2 instances love has been repeated twice, so we have 2 divided by n. Like this we are going to calculate the conditional probabilities for each of the term. The next thing is finding the posterior probability. Here we have D7. D7 is nothing but the document 7. We want to find whether it belongs to H or whether it belongs to not H. First we will find the probability for H, which is given by P of H given D7, which is nothing but P of H into P of love given H raised to 2, because we have to consider this data set. Love has been repeated twice. For that reason we have taken P of love given H raised to 2 into P of pain given H pain, then we have joy and kick. We'll substitute whatever the values we have calculated over here, and we are going to substitute the value of P of H. P of H is nothing but 2 divided by 3. When we compute this, we will be getting an approximate value of 0.00015. In the similar way, we will calculate P of not H given D7. So we will compute this and we will be getting the value as 0.00018 over here. When we compare the probabilities of both the things, 0.00015 and 0.00018, we can say that this is greater one. So the naive probability of the test instance being not H is much higher than its being H. Thus we can say that the test document will be classified as not H. Now we'll see what are the advantages and disadvantages of having a naive Bayes. The naive Bayes logic is simple, and the naive Bayes posterior probability computation is also simple. So this is one of the advantage of having a naive Bayes. Second thing is, conditional probabilities can be computed for discrete data and for the probabilistic distributions. We can calculate the conditional probabilities for both kind of data, that is discrete data and for probabilities distribution as well. When we have large number of variables in the vector x, then we cannot compute it very easily. Then what we will do is, then the problem can be modeled using probability functions to simulate the incoming values. A variety of methods exist for modeling the conditional distribution of x variables, include normal distribution, log normal, gamma and Poisson distribution. That is, we will convert a normal vector x into any of the probabilistic distribution, and then we are going to calculate the conditional probability. Naive Bayes assumes that all the features are independent of each other. Some of the times it works fine, but it is having its own limitation. Other problem with a naive Bayes is if there are no joint occurrences at all of a class label with a certain attribute. That is, if a particular attribute is present in only one class and if it is not present in other class. Example, here love is present in this class as well as in no class. If I consider love is present only in yes training instance, if it is not present in no instance, then whatever the probability we will calculate over here, it will turn out to be 0. That is, when we find this p of love given not h, this will turn out to be 0. Then the total value turn out to be 0. So that's one of the disadvantage. For solving this, what we will do is, this can be rectified by adding 1 to all the numerators and adding n, that is the number of variables in x, to all the denominators. That is, when we are going to calculate this over here, for the numerator what we will do is we will add 1, 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1, 4 plus 1. Like this, for all the numerators we are going to add the value of 1, and for the denominator after this n we will add like how many distinct words we have in the given training instance. In the training instance, whatever we have over here, love, happy, joy, we will be considering joy only once, love only once, happy only once. Like this, we will see how many distinct words we have over here. That will be the denominator term which we are going to take into consideration over here. That is, adding the number of variables in x to all the denominators. This will make those probabilities very small but not 0. This is how actually we have rectified the problem. And other limitation of naive Bayes is that the posterior probability computations are good for comparison and classification of the instances. That is, whenever we want to compare the two instances or we want to classify that instance, the naive Bayes works well. But if you want to predict something, whether this event is going to occur or not, then we cannot apply a naive Bayes classifier. So that's one of the disadvantage of having a naive Bayes. Thank you.